Welcome back to the Friend EA, the only YouTube channel that makes me think my real job is a fake job and my fake job is a real job. It doesn't make sense. At the end of every month, usually towards the end of the month when rents due, go figure, usually post a photo from the mid 2010s closer to the Xbox One and PS4 era and says, this is it. This is when gaming graphics peak. There's nothing more. And then there's always someone else in the comments section posting a picture of like a photogrammetried bust of Beethoven, and it's like, after 40,000 polygons, nothing matters anymore. And to an extent, they're correct. Why the hell would I use 40,000 polygons on a Beethoven head?
Like, dude, I could just bake the thing and save on so much time and even go less than 6K. What are we on about?
It never bothers me whenever someone comes out and says, it's like, oh, it's just that they got an extra budget to push extra polygons on things. Well, yes and no, but that's not the real reason why everything from the Xbox 360 to the PS4 or the Xbox One from the PS3 had like such an insane graphical leap. Because even certain games towards the tail end of the PS3 and the Xbox 360's life looked phenomenal. And it's just due to one creation that happened in 2013. The creation of physical-based rendering, or PBR for short. In the most simplistic way possible to put it, mostly for myself, PBR is a computer's way of trying to create realistic renders by using lighting information to light surfaces in the way that you see them in the real world, aka trying to emulate your eyeball. Since your eyeball reflects light in a specific way and we see it in that certain way, your camera, or the game engine rather, is trying to emulate how you see things. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. Like, you see all the grains in the wood, the differences on the bricks, the metals, and the refractions, especially the metals. You'll be able to see like all the different little inconsistencies in how shiny and rough certain things are. It brings a lot more than you would think. And when you see PBR that works and PBR that doesn't, you can see where the science kind of fails. If you look at shadows, roughness, metallic, all that stuff in like a binary scale of light and dark, PBR created the gray in between. That really allowed everything to work out and give a lot more flexibility in how we perceive things. It's often why you saw a lot of sci-fi games like come back and a lot of hard surface stuff. Quite frankly, I think that's the reason why Call of Duty got super futuristic, is because they were able to pull things off that they never could before. Render a bunch of spaceships really cheaply and really beautifully, really quickly. Or not really quickly, but just really well. If you really want to look at how drastically PBR made games look different, look at Call of Duty Ghosts in 2013. That was developed, and in 2014, when the engine got upgraded with a new lighting system with actual implementation of PBR, the Metal Gear looked amazing. You had all these different reflections on the guns, the brick, and it just kept pushing everything to a drastic level. And even if you just look at the skin on Kevin Spacey, whole other conversation about that.
This will age well.
You can really see the difference between the two games.
What you're seeing is advanced warfare.
And this isn't to say that PBR is strictly only used for photorealistic things. I'm still a firm believer to any stylized artist out there that wants to learn stylized PBR. You would have to study Fortnite and Overwatch, because those are the gold standards. And even the new Skate game utilizes a lot of stylized PBR elements. Is that self-promotion? I don't know, I'm gonna keep it. It's why most advancements in game tech, such as ray tracing, path tracing, and lumen, are so important. Due to them all being advancements in lighting, they emphasize the material advancements PBR gave to game development already. Basically, light math to emphasize the material math equals game look pretty math. Cool math games. Which brings me to my favorite example of early PBR perfection, Alien Isolation. In a game where immersion is 90% of the draw appeal,
Alien Isolation had to nail it perfectly.
for those of you who have been living under a rock and then that rock was thrown down into Mariana's Trench, Alien Isolation is something of a near perfect game, arguably a perfect game. It's a horror game taking place 15 years after the original film, where you play as Ripley's daughter, Amanda. The game takes you through the space station as you navigate your way through, trying to survive the xenomorphs and the rogue working Joes. Since the game is a first person, every piece of the ship has to look as realistic as possible in order to not take the player out of the experience and break immersion. Everything from the walls, nets, fire, metal, to the biomechanical parts of the xenomorphs, to even the plastic skin on the working Joes as they stalk you and try to strangle you. Oh! Every facet of the game needed to work to be as immersive as possible, especially in the lighting departments. The xenomorph being reflective in the red lights as she hunts you down is a sight to behold, and genuinely makes my skin crawl every time. And although jump scares in horror games, and of course horror games in general, were around for a very long time and very well done, Alien Isolation, in my humble opinion, would not be as effective if the art didn't match the perfect AI, sound, and game design. Their use of PBR enhanced an already amazing experience, doing what art in games needed to do and should always do. Enhance the design and never distract it. Not to mention, this style of horror games pushed a whole new genre in horror games, ranging from PT, Outlast, and even arguably games like Repo and Lethal Company. If you've never played Alien Isolation, dude, come on. What are you doing, man? It's like $20. Please, come on. Which brings me to my final point. Games are always going to push boundaries and tech no matter what, ranging from different ways to do hair and fur to even things like nanite, and the ability to render hundreds of thousands of polygons despite the fact your GPU is going to be screaming and you'll never be able to afford an upgrade because unfortunately people don't know how to use nanite properly. Just because you don't see the capabilities of the tech and advancements now doesn't mean they're not important, because all you need is one fantastic game to show you exactly what it can do. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, GamerSubs. Use code NDA for 10% off your order at gamersubs.gg/NDA. And a question for you. What do you think will be the next niche advancement for games? Personally, I think it's going to be a huge push for like procedural animations and simulations in terms of the finals type destructions, or even like, and of course, what else would you like to know about next? Comment down below and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.